Hey, Coach, welcome. I'm glad you found us on YouTube. Let me know how I can help you. I've coached for 30 years, won a lot of championships. You can see behind Coach MBA, guys. I am here to help. I started teachhoops.com to help coaches just like you through this great journey we call basketball coaching. It's got more resources, and I think the best part is our community and our resources that we have. You'll get my personal email address. We can get on a phone call. Teachhoops.com is the answer for your coaching journey. Let me know how I can help you, and enjoy the video.
All right, welcome to High School Hoops. Happy Wednesday, episode 80. It's March Madness, baby. March Madness. I love March Madness. But
best time of the year.
It's the best time of year, isn't it?
Yep.
I wish I was
going away.
I know. I wish I was going to the
coming.
Final Four again, but not this year. Maybe next year. Drew and I had so much fun. But before we do that, two big announcements. First of all, let's give a big shout out to our sponsors, Dr. Dish. Make sure you go over and check them out. Tell them that High School Hopes or Coach Unplugged sent you, and they'll give you $350 off your next purchase. I just talked to a member that bought 3, I think. So I wish I had 3. We have one new one and one old one. I think the old one might need to be traded in. They do trade-ins too, so you should do that. Mention us. Tell them we sent you. And then the second thing is go over and join teachhoops.com for coaches who want to get better. I just tweeted this, but we always yell at the kids about wanting to get better at their craft. If you want to get better at your craft, go over and check it out now. I'm going to tell you 2 things too. This is no joke. I just put a bunch of money down to have my programmer redo the site, which means either the free trial's going away or the prices are going up.
Well, I also think that, just another thing about Teach Hoops is that, I'm going to be designing courses. I know coaches asking other people to design courses. It is going to be a plethora of basketball. Check out the Facebook page. People have voted on different topics. Again, I constantly say, if you want a course, I will design it, or a coach and I will design it together. We'll have other coaches design it. We want to create a website that is geared toward what coaches need. So often in the basketball world, you search and it's so hard to find, but we will design it what you need. So Don't be afraid to contact us, and we'll get you the answers that you need to be a successful coach in the future.
Right. And I got to send my kid to Middlebury. So come on, people. Come on. Don't Google it.
I just need to send my kids to school. There for a while.
All right. What's this week's topic?
All right. It's such March is coming. I don't want to be depressing, but in reality, I don't even know if I was going to, since you're the statistic person, Coach, what is the percentage of people that win the state championship in their state? Because I don't know. What
for us?
Yeah.
Okay. So this is really bad radio right now, but I'm pulling out my calculator.
Remember, we're authentic people, so we
are.
Do what we do.
So how many programs in the state of Wisconsin? Like 360 something, I think.
Let's just say 360.
Okay. So it's about 1% of boys programs win a state title.
Okay, so and Wisconsin's middle of the road state, so there's even probably a fewer percentage for even your bigger states.
Right.
So how do you handle the losing locker room after the season has done? Because 99% of us are going to face that part, and it's not an easy thing.
No.
The nice thing about being a JV coach and a JV2 coach and, coaching younger players, they get to go to the next part. For those varsity people, even if you're a JV1 or JV2 coach, you're part of that locker room. You're more than likely helping your head coach. You're all part of that losing locker room. How do you handle it? How do you conduct yourself in a way that, that you can be there for your players and so forth. So it is a very, anybody that's ever been in that situation the first time, it's hard to handle as a coach because nothing really ever prepares you for it. So, I remember my first time, I was like 26 years old and, I wasn't totally prepared to deal with the young men. Men that are 18 years old crying, dealing with the bitter things of losing a close game. Nobody in their playoff mind wants to lose most,
right.
And they want to be successful. I believe that all young people that play athletics do want to be successful. And so it becomes a point of, it is a hard thing, and every year is different.
Well,
And
every group's different too. So for those of you that are watching on YouTube, that was authentic. That was authentic right there. The FedEx guy came to the mailbox. It was going to ring the doorbell. So I literally ran. So Jake did a really good job of filling for those of you that are listening there, because I was gone for about a minute. It's like, oh crap. I sit and I can see our circle, so I could see them coming up. Oh crap, he's going to ring the doorbell. Anyway, yeah. So first of all, every team's a little different. I've said that before. So every locker room's a little different after a loss. You know, when our principal died, the year we lost, and our principal died, that was the worst locker room I've ever been in, because I think the boys wanted to win it for him because he died during the season. So that was the worst locker room I've ever experienced in my entire life. I'd never want to experience that again. So here's from an old dog, an old, porch dog. Keep it. Here's two bits of advice for coaches that are high school coaches. When you lose in tournaments, there's the speech. You want the speech to be long, and you want to tell them how important they were to you and all those kind of things. And you can do that what I would say is, if it's longer than a couple minutes, it's too long. It's fine to go give hugs. It's fine to go do all those kind of things and tell them it's going to be okay. I know this year will be a tough one for me. Hopefully I don't have to deal with a losing locker room, but because my son's on, it's going to be a tough one. It was a tough one when we lost in the tournament trail for volleyball. But they don't hear you is the issue at that point. Especially the seniors. Now, the underclassmen will hear you some, and it's good for them to see the emotion. And when you do follow-ups at that, but X's and O's and all those things don't matter at that point. At that point, you're becoming a dad, a psychologist, a caregiver, all those things. So, yeah, you want to keep it. You don't want the 25-minute, we should have done this, or the rally cry for the following year. No, let the kids have their emotions. Let them experience it. Part of life is what I don't think we let kids do enough nowadays is have failure and disappointment and fall down and then pick them back up. And this is about, and a lot of them haven't failed in life. A lot of them haven't felt that pain. So that's okay. But it's how you deal with the pain, how you move on. They still sting for me, and I've only been happy 3 times, in my entire career at the end of the season. And we look at this season, we've had a great season. We're 17 and 5. 4 of our 5 losses are to 2 of the top teams in the state. We've had a great season, but I'm still going to feel bad when we lose at the end if we do. So that's I think as an old coach, try to keep that post-game, post-loss speech short. And, say thank you to the seniors, tell them you love them, tell them how much fun it's been, all those things. But I think mine tended to be long early, and I think they've changed a little bit.
I agree with you with all that. Even though I'm a lot younger with you, Coach, and then you, I think a lot of our beliefs that come in the locker room are very similar. I wrote down, it is not worth your time at this point to dwell on the loss. It happened. There's nothing else you can do about it at that point. You can't move forward with it either. It's done. It's a new chapter, the start of the season. Really, it's about, at this point, you kind of say thank you. You don't really take the time to start telling the juniors, sophomores, whatever, that, all right, guys, you're the next group in line and this and that. That's a different meeting.
Yes, that's the next day meeting. That's the next day meeting.
I think it's all about closure. It's all about trying to have closure. And I really think in the end, it's about the seniors. And, again, having your players thank the seniors at that moment to know that they're valued. And then one thing that my high school coach did, and one thing I did, is always afterwards, I had just my seniors in the locker room at our own locker room. So whether it was if we were away or home, we would sit down, we just kind of reminisce for about 10, 15, 20 minutes afterwards where everybody else left. And all the coaches just, because some of these guys, they've been your friends, you've been on the team together for so long, and just to reminisce and talk about and say
Lots
that,
of
you know,
lots of tears, I bet, when you do
and
that.
yeah, but you know what? One of those, when I think about the conversations and I think about those things with those guys, is that meeting I still think about today. It was such a genuine overall. It was something heartfelt. It meant a lot to me. And then it just kind of got me not excited, but really to go to the banquet and understand this is a part of life. I just felt valued,
Right.
no matter what your role was, and it's easy for people at a banquet to say those things. But it's another thing to especially pull them out in the locker room at the end when nobody else is around to say those things. Because I think, sometimes banquets can become kind of like, oh, you're expected to say something nice about me, But when they really pull you aside with their other group of kids and that your seniors and the other coaches, I think it's really meaningful to the kids.
Yeah, that's a great idea. But the problem is they kick you out of the Kohl Center, Coach.
Oh, yeah, but oh yeah. Well, I don't know how that works. I've never been to Madison. I mean, I won a state title at junior college, but they didn't kick us out anywhere. But
They didn't
we
kick
went
you
out.
out. They didn't kick you
No,
out. Yeah.
no,
So and that's the thing is like, and as a high school coach, because you're listening to High School Hoops, as a high school coach, my brother said this to me. I don't know. He goes, if you're only going to be satisfied and happy when you win the whole thing, you're going to have a very miserable career, Steve.
And you're also
And I've won. I've had a great career. We won.
Right.
We won over 80% of our game. I mean, I've had a great career, but they still sting. But he goes, it's about those teachable moments. It's about the life lessons. It's about those things along that journey that matter. And yes, you're going to feel great when you do it. But even when we lost, we lost to Spash a couple years ago. The boys are still talking about that. It was a great experience. Us winning this tournament this year was a great experience. When I had the seniors fill out their thing for senior night, all of them put the Florida thing in there. Winning that tournament, how fun that was, all that kind of stuff. So it's about those things that they'll remember for a really long time. And I love that idea, that post game senior thing in the locker room. That's a great idea.
Especially like this year because you got Drew, but you've probably known those kids your whole life.
Oh
shit! Your house,
yeah, this year is going to be this year is going to be a little bit harder just because I've known them since
No, not even to the point. Even when if you win the whole thing, it's still going to be hard.
Right.
It's just a changing point. And then I also think
no, it won't.
Like,
no, it won't. No, it won't.
Okay.
Well, no, it won't. No, it won't. If we would win it, that won't be hard. That won't be hard. That won't be like really that won't easy. Be hard. That won't be. That won't be like, oh, Drew, geez, we just won this. Oh, I'm so sad. No, there will be no sadness if we win it all.
The other thing is that just remember
I will tell you, we were teasing about traditions, and I don't tell traditions. I'll tell you this tradition. I'll tell you a state championship tradition I have.
Guys, you better write this down in Sharpie and hide this somewhere.
First one is I always walk down State Street, which is like the big college town, with the gold ball at some point. And Coach Gaz, who is the King coach, taught me that one. He says, you just got to go, start at the Capitol and walk down State Street with that thing.
That is a pretty awesome tradition.
Okay,
that's the first. You do that immediately after you guys win?
Yeah, we did it until he told me. I did it in 2011, and so the tradition is you kind of just grab the team and walk down State Street with it. So that's especially if it's not too cold. Second thing is the ball comes home with the ball is the school's. It's not mine. The gold ball is not mine. It's the school's. It goes to the showcase. But and the silver ball never leaves my car. So the silver ball never went into my house. Silver ball never went to my car and then went to the AD. That was it. It is the only trophy I will touch. I don't touch a sectional trophy. I don't touch a regional trophy. I don't touch the one in Florida. I haven't touched it yet. It's in my basement. I haven't touched it. I only touch one trophy. So that's another tradition. And then that night I sleep with the gold ball. So people are laughing right now. So it's like, because I don't sleep, the coaches go out, I'll have a couple sodas. I don't really drink, but then I'll have a couple sodas that night. And then I usually sleep on the couch because I'm just too the adrenaline level is crazy.
You sleep on the couch with the gold ball?
I do. I
Okay,
do.
because that would be really weird.
That would
if you're
be. I
married.
don't know if my wife would like that. She knows.
No, I don't think you'd be married much longer. She think you take it
She'd
too
get-
far.
If you've seen the thing, you'd get poked with it too. 'Cause it's in the back.
Roll over, it becomes a dangerous,
Yep.
dangerous.
And
Yeah.
then I remember in 2011 we won it. So Drew would have been like 8, 9, or 10. So I met some coaches at the Gritty at a place nearby, and it was his first root beer. He had his first root beer in 2011. So he hadn't had a soda until then, and then was like, all right, you can have a soda today. Dad's happy.
Dad's celebrating today.
Dad's celebrating. You get a root beer.
Yeah,
All right, so
awesome.
there you go. Write those down. If you have any other traditions, let me know. I love to add to my tradition thing. All right, till next week, Coach.
Oh, full timeout. Hello.
Full timeout. Crap, we're really talking today. All right, go ahead.
Yeah. Did you watch any of the NBA All-Star Weekend?
I did not.
Okay, then basically my takeaway from it was awesome. So anybody else that watched it was awesome. They made some adjustments to it this year. It was really great to watch. It was a great honor in Kobe Bryant. But any other coaches, if you want to talk about it on Facebook or whatever, let me know.
Yeah,
But overall, they made some great
I
adjustments.
I literally am in a zone right now. So the only reason I
great.
know it's All-Star Weekend is usually Wesley comes into practice. That's the only
Yeah.
reason I know it's All-Star Weekend. I saw the dunk. I saw some of the highlights of the dunk contest. That's about all I saw.
It was a good game.
It was a good game. All right.
Yep.
Talk to you soon. Bye.
Bye.
Hey, Coach. Hope you enjoyed that video. Make sure you go over and check out teachhoops.com up above and down below. Subscribe. Make sure you subscribe down below. I have been there. Teachhoops.com is a great community. It's not only a community, it's not only resources, it's also mentoring. You'll get my personal email address. You'll get help from me whenever you want, one-on-one calls, office hours, anything like that. So I've won lots of championships. Let me help you win championships too.